So my vlog is all about discussing to you the importance of smartphone, future smartphone. So kung sino ba nakakailam sa inyo ng yung Gen Z phone, kung saan napi-flip mo yung phone, which is, it was released way back in January 2020, recently by Samsung. But marami ng klaseng smartphone na foldable na na-release sa market, yet their popularity is not that much significant to the people yet. So, nung pumunta ako ng mall kasama ko yung friend ko, it was just last 2 weeks ago. Then, umakyat kami sa mall. Walang katao-tao yung mga time na yun eh. Tapos, tech aspect ng mall na kung saan pagpasok namin itong mall, dito nakita ko yung Gen Z phone, flip phone. Then all of the sudden, nung nakita ko ito, sabi ko, this is the future. This is probably the future of smartphones. Siyempre sa unang tingin, akala mo yung phone na ito is just a makeup kit. Kasi pink yung kulay niya, then nung na-flip ko na siya, doon ako nagkaroon ng curiosity na bakit hindi nasisira yung gitna. And bakit itong pag-flip mo ng phone na ito, there is something special, something unique, something nostalgic feeling happened onto that realization. So na-imagine ko, naalala ko tuloy nung high school ako way back 2008, 2009. I get very interested on this new release phone, flip phones, na kung saan Samsung din yung phone ko nung time na yun eh. Tumagal siya sa akin ng almost 2 years, and that was the nostalgic feeling that these foldable phones are becoming a market trend for the next few years. So I say there is probably 3 reasons why the future of smartphones, of flip phones, I say that foldable phones are the future of smartphones for the next 5 to 6 years. And here's the reason why. So number 1 reason why flip phones are the future of smartphone, it is because it futurizes the software technology. So if you remember way back in the 2008-2009 where hardware are foldable, that foldable phones converted onto a digital screen. They become software. So imagine yung software nagiging scalable siya. Like you can apply this software technology on any kind of material you can plug onto. Meron keyboard na actually bibili ka lang nung ganun na tube, then i-on mo yung keyboard. Then makikita mo na yung keyboard sa kahit saan mo siyang ilagay na feel. So it futurized the software technology because foldable phones uses software technology 100 or 98% of its concept. Kasi yung pag-flip mo ng phone, ng screen niya, the screen doesn't matter. What matter the most is that the software of it. What's inside of that phone. So software technology are the future kasi kung titignan mo sa reality natin, lahat naman ng ginagamit natin touchscreen na eh, di ba? So how much more that it would evolve for the next 5 to 6 years. It became more advanced that to the point that any object we can see, we can convert the software out of it. So like for example, the main point na gusto kong i-elaborate dito is that like for example, you have a paper. Pupulot ka na lang ng paper. Pupulot ka na lang ng bato, stone. Pupulot ka na lang, or you have the wall, or like a mouse pad that you can fold that mouse pad, then after re-unfolding that mouse pad, you can directly open the software out of it. The software is the most fundamental advancement of flip phones. Kasi yun yung naging main concept ng whole technology niya eh. Yung pag-advance ng software technology. So, in the near 5 to 6 years, we can see people just folding their phones out of their pocket, then open ng yung parang tela lang, then that kind of shit can be thrown away, then replaced by a new one. The hardware technology will become an obsolete tool in the future. So what remains is that the advancement of software technology really matters the most. So number 2, why the flip phones are the future of smartphones is that because the current smartphone of today are becoming an obsolete thing, or just it become the past. So, you remember the time where people are so obsessed with this kind of Nokia 3310, 3210. This simple cell phone technology back then was way more popular to the point that they become obsolete only in a few years when smartphone was released in the market. So in our time, our kids today are very much advanced in terms of technology or technological advancement, that they knew that that smartphone they are using today are becoming an obsolete thing in the future. They remember that they will laugh at you if they had seen you still using a hardware cell phone like the smartphones of today, because the thing that they are using in the future would become foldable flip phones. So flip phones are very adaptive kind of technology in the future, not because it is not yet so usable or functionable today, but in the near future they will have the chance to evolve and shine and become popular also like smartphones of today. So na-remember ko nung high school pa ako and elementary, I was very obsessed of having a cell phone back then. 3310, 3210 or flip phones, typical cell phone back then. I never thought that our technology was so advanced that you can embed all the applications inside a single phone. So that would become the future of flip phones. We will just reminisce the time that all applications are on the app, along with the scalability, with the ability of the phone to be scalable or to be used efficiently by humans in terms of minimalistic approach. Napakabilis ng pag-phase out ng cellphone technology for the past 10 to 20 years. I remember way back in year 2000 when the first phone was released. 20 years after, it's very different. It's a very different world that we are using now, this kind of very advanced technology that is still more likely to evolve in the next few years. So, sikat na sikat pa yung mga phone na ito until 2007 when Steve Jobs had released the first iPhone. Then it kills the past. So, the release of flip phones, Samsung Gen Z flip phone in 2020 was probably the killer of modern smartphones of today. People will see that the smartphones of today are so obsolete. So even a poor people can access freely to this kind of technology. There's no such thing as third world in the near future ahead. Hindi pa siya ganun kasikat eh. Kasi kung titignan mo yung Gen Z flip phone, kapag ginamit mo yung technology na ito ngayon, parang this was the technology of the year 2007 iPhone. When year 2007 iPhone was released, it was highly criticized that it is so backward. Steve Jobs was so backward thinking that he made the cell phone into a software touchscreen, but they are wrong. Steve Jobs actually killed the hardware phones. So Gen Z flip phones are highly criticized today, but I think in the next future, this is the real concept of 2022-2023 was the birth of a new generation phones in the future. So last but not the least is that number 3. Gen Z flip phone are the future of smartphone because it is a tech minimalism and portability use. So, ano yung naging struggle ng modern humans today in terms of their phone? The struggle of the market, of the consumers today are that they are carrying this kind of phone. The heaviness of this kind of phone. So, the problem here is that people want to carry something useful in their day-to-day life without thinking they had carry something. Or they assert this kind of philosophy of becoming a minimalist in the future. Sino bang magugusto na magdadala or magbubuhat ng phone? Diba? Lahat ng tao tinatamad eh. We usually go to the easiest path, the most comfortable path we can. That's the purpose of our technology of today. Market leaders are forcing their brand to create a product that consumers are likely to buy, and that technology could thrive and evolve. So who likes to carry things? Kung ma-imagine mo kung nabuhay ka ng mga 1990s, meron kang MP3, meron kang CD player, radio, cassette, TV. All of that are embedded on this kind of simple smartphone. Nakalagay na lahat yan dito sa isang smartphone natin. So people like to use something minimal in their life. So I can visualize the future that for the next 5 to 6 years, we will have this kind of minimalistic technology and portable enough that it can embed onto our body whenever we go. So the software is in our code, it's in our DNA already. We became the software version of our life. And the hardware can anything that you like to use as a hardware. Pwede kang pumulot ng papel, mousepad, bato, para gawin mong hardware. Kasi the software technology is already futurized by these flip phones. And the flip phones are the baby boomers of the future smartphones. So the smartphones are consumer perspective. Gusto nila yung smartphone na malaki yung screen pero magaan. That's the main problem of the modern smartphone today kasi there is a balance size between 5.5 to 6.4 inch only. Pag nandun ka sa ilalim ng 5.5 below smartphones, people will argue, people will have this problem that it's too small. Then when you enlarge the phone 6.4 above, they still argue that they still react that this phone is too large for them. The criticism never ends until we find ways to minimize that kind of problem, and flip phones can solve those simple problems. You can flip that phone, fit it inside our palm, and when you use it, you can flip it, open it. It would be on a size of a 7 inches. Mas malaki pa dito, parang tablet or parang nasa laptop yung size niya. Pero pag ginamit mo na, dinala mo na, parang napiflip mo lang siya na kakasya na lang dito sa palad mo. That's the goal of flip phones. That's how flip phones can revolutionize the minimalistic technology of today's problem in terms of carrying our smartphones.